often one of the most difficult decisions you have to make as a family or as an individual is the hiring of a financial advisor. It makes it even more complicated because as an industry we are highly fragmented and misunderstood. We all have different designations, some of which are rigorous and difficult to acquire. We all have different business models and methods of compensation. Some of us are independent, while others are captive to a bank, an insurance company, a broker-dealer. Some of us are regulated by different agencies. And by far the most difficult to understand is that most of us can't even act as a fiduciary with our clients, while some, like myself and our firm, can. Sort of difficult to understand. Unfortunately, the selecting of a wrong financial advisor can really hurt your chances of financial security. For this reason, I've written this guide, 10 critical questions to ask before hiring or working with a financial advisor. And in this video, I want to talk about at least 4 of the questions mentioned in the guide. Question number 1 is to ask if they will act as a fiduciary. Now what this means is that they have to put your interests first, not theirs. Now, it's sort of somewhat understood, right? That, hey, that's the way it's supposed to work, right? Well, you'll be shocked to know that no, that's not the way that a lot of companies work. Many companies, some of the largest companies that you've heard of, insurance companies and banks, are not allowed to act as a fiduciary. So you should always definitely avoid any company or any advisor who is unwilling or unable to act as your fiduciary. Question number 2 is, you need to ask is obviously, do they charge fees for their services? Now, let's face it, no one works for free, and those that do won't be in business very long or are sort of dumb for working for free. But in any regard, if they are not charging fees, they must be making money from some other source, either commissions on the sale of products or something. Now, this is certainly not a debate whether commissions versus fees one is better than the other, but you must understand how the advisor is compensated and how that affects your investments. You must also ask the advisor especially if he works on a commission, if there's any incentives or reasons that he's selling you or proposing such an investment. Is it to meet a quota? Is it to keep their job? Or is it a lot of the times to win a trip? On a side note, you have to understand that if they work for just one company, you must avoid them at all costs. Let's face it. Okay, there is no one single company or one single reason that number one, that an advisor should be working for only one company, because there is no benefit of that in any way to the client. You need to work with an advisor who can be objective and in their investment and their investment strategy selection in order to meet your goals. A single company advisor is really not acceptable in today's complex world. And if your current advisor only works for one company, you must definitely get a new advisor. Question number 3 is, are they a certified financial planner? Listen, I'm a certified financial planner. A certified financial planner is an important question that I get asked often. However, although it's an important criteria, this question has its flaw. First, we must recognize that education is an important ingredient in selecting a financial advisor. Don't be fooled by many designations that are basically worthless and you can just acquire them by writing a check. Any financial advisor committed to the financial planning process and committed to the business should have the designation of CFP, or Certified Financial Planner. However, understand that the designation is only as good as the individual holding it. There are many CFPs out there that I would not even send my dog to them or allow them to take care of my dog. And there are folks out there that don't have a CFP designation that are actually pretty good. So although the question of are you a certified financial planner is an important question, It should not be a deal breaker in the selection process. Number 4 and final question out of the 10 that we'll go through today is ask him if the managers he uses can predictably, consistently, and effectively beat the markets. You know, in this business, one thing is consistent, that if you put 20 financial advisors in a room, you will get 19 who believe that they can predict the future, that they have come across some sort of algorithm or method of picking stocks that beat markets because of some sort of track record. These 19 will also have a conviction, an inner belief that if they do enough research, they can figure what the market is going to do in advance. This is pretty much kind of the way of the financial advisory industry or the financial advisory business. Sadly, it's a lie and a myth. How I am different is that, well, I don't believe any of that. I don't believe that anyone can or will predict the future, especially when it comes to investing and markets, especially with any great skill, accuracy, or consistency. What I do believe is that if you have a prudent, low-cost, globally diversified portfolio and it's rebalanced over time, if you have a plan, if you have a process, and good behavior, you'll be successful. Now, this is a formula that has done very well in the past and is surely logical that it will continue to do well in the future. Now, know this. One thing is for sure. No advisor can tell you with any assurance what markets will do. No advisor can guarantee anything, and if they do, they're lying. Not one of us has a crystal ball. But remember, we can't ignore the fact that we are human, and the hiring of a financial advisor is not as logical as people think it is. All the things I mentioned before in an advisor's website, an advisor's brochure, even the book that I helped write, 100 Lies My Broker Taught Me, okay? They have some merit and value, but at the end of the day, it's right here. It's in your heart. It's a gut feeling. It's a feeling that says, hey, yes, I'm going to deal with this person because they're the right person for me. Now, we all know and we all have to understand that, sure, your feelings can even be biased, meaning that you might even say to yourself, listen, I can't deal with a bald guy. I can't deal with an overweight guy. Or I can't deal with people with red hair. Or I can't deal with a female. Whatever it is, don't fight it. You're the person that has to work with this advisor, and you got to feel it right here that this person is the right one. Competency is very important, and I'm very confident that I have all the competency necessary to work with most people. But in the end, what you're looking for is for someone who truly cares. Who truly cares about you and is going to take the time to understand your emotions. Because as much as we want to believe financial planning and the process of financial planning and the process of investing is about logic, it's not. So take the time to order the report by linking down there. Read it thoroughly. And make sure you give me a call and let me help you steer you in the correct course and direction. See you next time on Financial QB TV.